So, what's up, everyone? It's me, 42! Anyways, welcome. Welcome to the first frickin' podcast. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And our podcast guest today is frickin', what's it? Matt Schmucker. Say hi.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Well, how does it feel to be the first podcast?
Not gonna lie, I'm sitting in my room playing Metal Gear Rising. Sounds like a normal Friday, but you know, it's
nice. Ryan, what do you think of this? Also, Ryan's the co-host, everyone.
Hello.
Oh, hi. Ryan, you got any questions to start us off?
Do you have any cats or dogs?
I had 2 dogs in my entire life. One is recently. He's long. His name was Teddy, who was a yellow lab, and then now I have the Lincoln black lab.
Nice.
Oh, I have a lab myself. His name is Bear, and he's a thick boy. And he recently had a cone on his head.
Oh boy.
Anyway, well, awesome, man. So, like, what do you think of Sun Valley?
What I think of Sun Valley?
Yeah.
Is what it is. I'm not really complaining. I mean, obviously, school sucks. That's a.
Did you like?
It is what it is.
Well, what do you think of the teachers there, though? Like, you think they're nice? They're cool?
Yeah, they're good. Like I said, they're.
I mean, everybody knows the best teacher is frickin' what's his face.
I mean, I personally like the RT. I forget her name, but she is fucking.
Miss McCarthy.
Yeah, Miss McCarthy.
Or wait, the art teacher?
Yeah, the art teacher.
Oh, that's Miss Grizel.
She's lit.
There's 2 of them. Miss McCarthy.
Yeah, Miss McCarthy's the photo. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. I have her for sophomore year for my first period.
I have Miss Grizel 4th period, I'm pretty sure. No. 3rd period. Oh, this is bad.
So, do you plan on going to college?
I plan on going to college. Yes. Either college or I'm debating on art school because I do a lot of research on it. They say it's a huge waste. You're basically not learning what you'd expect to learn. Thinking about going to some sort of art.
Wait, if you don't mind me asking, what would you do if you weren't gonna go to college or something like that?
Probably
pursue your art career.
Maybe pursue something along the lines of an art career, but also maybe start YouTube and doing short film.
Sounds cool.
The drawing tutorials, like having a YouTube. That's like a second. I do want to pursue a career.
Oh. Well, so man, you got a girly girl.
Not of recently, and to be honest, I've had girlfriends in the past. To be like, right now, I'm just not. Like, there's 2. It's not that I don't want a girlfriend. It's like hard for me to explain in words. It's just I'm just not in the mindset for. I'm just trying to take things chill, like get things on my mind. Doing it.
All right, reasonable. Well, do you?
I mean, I do. Like I said, I would like a girlfriend. Like I said, I'm not really picky when it comes to it, but I just have a lot of things in my mind right now that I want to settle, and that's not really something.
All right.
Like if a girl likes me, I'll give her a shot. But like right now, like in my head, it's not.
Sorry. Well, anyways, Matt. So you got you got brothers or sisters?
Yeah, I have two brothers. The audience, it's Steven Schmucker and Samuel. Steven's my boss at the Coco's I work with, which is right up near. Everyone knows where that's at. It's right next to 7-Eleven.
So wait a second. So you work at Coco's, right?
Yes.
And you mentioned before that you work behind, before the podcast, you work at the grill behind, in the back of Coco's.
I do whatever they need me to. I cook.
So how exactly do you do that job? Since the age, you think.
I do it the way everyone else would do it. They just show me the ropes and then go on. It's nothing too challenging, complex. It's literally...
Have you ever burnt yourself or gotten an accident?
Yes, I've burnt myself a lot of times. I've had a burn all across my upper arm just from me sliding. A lot of them are just me slipping and just being a dumbass at the grill. But I would slide on a puddle near the grill, where the grease is, and I would grab onto the side of the thing. But I wouldn't all entirely know that side of the grill, the little bottom part of it, was on. So I'd go to grab it with my bare hand, and then I'd come up and let go of it while I was slipping.
Nothing too intense, right?
And then I've had regular burns. I've had one on my upper arm.
It's nothing that a 15-year-old can't take, right?
Nah. It's at first they were bad. At first when I didn't know what I was doing, they were bad burns. One of them I never told you guys, but one of them I had to go. It's fine now. It's fine now. Sorry, I'm stuttering a lot. That's exactly.
Well, all right. So just kind of well, I'm sure everyone on the podcast, knows about the drama that happens at Sun Valley. And what are your thoughts on the fight that happened between you and Billy Dill Pickle Juice?
That was something that was earned. He earned them. Because I don't, like I said, I'm at a lack of better term at put things, but it's like playing. You play with fire and you're just gonna get burned. But
That's a way to put it.
Something's gonna burn.
Right.
I'm not saying you should mess with me. I'm a big pushover. I can handle a lot of stuff. But if you're messing with my friends, instant. That's a no.
So what exactly? What did you break though? You had a cast, obviously.
I got something called a boxer's tear, which is something on your lower part of your hand that it's a tear in the bone. It's a rip on the side of the bone hand. And you'd have to get it fully fixed, you have to have surgery. But I just said no. So if I slam really hard on the desk, the same hand that got hurt, it's gonna it's gonna ache. Because the tear is still there. Like I said, you have to get surgery to get it fully recovered. If you slam it.
Do you know, who would you say won the fight, or do you think it was?
I don't really care. To be honest, I really don't give a fuck who won the fight. It was just to stop him. It was just to stop him from picking. I really
And
don't care.
also,
Like that's
and
something I
ultimately,
could give up.
and ultimately, you achieved your goal since he left the table.
Yeah, I at least wanted to get him out.
Well, all right. What do you think about the amount of fights and drama and like kind of like not really toxicity, but like kind of like what happens around Sun Valley? Like, what do you think about that?
I could say a lot of things on it. I'd say it's just kids being kids. I could say it's like it's just not needed. Like you don't have to solve everything. Like fucking not. No one at that school uses their word. Like no one like they all handle it like they want to fucking kill you. It's like it's unneeded. It's unjust.
At least it's not as bad as
Yeah,
let's
it's
say
like on the
Chester.
level. Yeah, it's like on the level of like getting beat up like in your neighborhood, but it's not in the neighborhood. It's all in the school. It's not neat.
If you don't mind me pointing something out, I think
No,
a lot of the fights in Sun Valley are over stupid stuff. Like it doesn't really matter.
it's
But,
all
like,
petty. It's like all
yeah,
petty stuff.
just pointless.
It's like, oh, you were texting my girl. Oh, you're finna get an ass whooping or something. It's like, come on, you don't got. It's like chill the hell out.
And half the time it's for popularity or something, or just like get their
It's not
name
even
out.
that. I wouldn't even label it as that. I mean, I can get if you're a guy and someone's like talking to your girl, like you'd want to like beat the shit out of them, but you should at least like dial it back a bit and see what's going on to like get a full understanding. Like know the situation first before you make a freaking these kids are just making moves. They're not even thinking. Haphazard like the shit out of it.
Hmm. So, what do you think about the schools reacting to this? Like, calling the police of all
I
things.
mean, I feel like that's fine. I mean, that's all in the schools in I can't really say much about that. Like they can do whatever they want because school. I'm in no room to judge.
Hmm.
I wouldn't say like in the level of it is now. Like getting the police involved, like the first 2 or 3 times is fine, but after like if a fourth fight broke out, just leave it. Treat it as if it's a thing, which is still bad. Like if you treat it as a regular thing, because it shouldn't be. But if it's the way it's going about like that, then it's just how you got. At least in my opinion, like this is all in my opinion. I'm not telling
Yeah.
them how to do their job or anything.
Well, speaking of that, so what do you think of the kind of, not super recent, well, not really installment, but the recent adding of Avidum or Avidium, whatever, to Sun Valley? Like, what is your opinions on it? Because that's pretty controversial.
I'd say it's just another excuse to try and do good. In the end, it's doing is what others. I feel like they're profiting off like kids, like mental. I just don't like them. I don't know why. That's why
Yeah.
That's why I never liked therapy or anything because I always thought they're just profiting child.
Yeah, but like you said before, it's not in his power to decide what the school does, right?
Yeah, it's not in my power. It's like they can do whatever they want, but me personally, if you look at my like, yeah, don't like if you look at it in my perspective, it's just
It's pointless.
yeah, it's not
Yeah.
heartless, but I mean, at least they're making the effort to try and help. I feel like deep down,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like,
There's. What do you think of the idea of giving them shirts that pretty much openly say like that they're suicidal? Pretty much, like it gives it away because
I mean,
the whole like
I feel like that could do what I could think of both sides. I can see how that'd be a bit of attention whoring, and I can see how that'd be like a big, like desperate, like please help me. And I feel like I'm not going out of the way to say it is attention. I'm just saying how it can be something. But if you and I'm like, sorry, I'm at like a lack of better terms of how to, because these are this isn't stuff I've ever really considered. But yeah, I don't really know. It's just you're free to like talk. You're free to like express how you're feeling, how depression is affecting you. Like you can speak about that like in any way you want because it's your problems and your decision. And I'm not going out of the way to say people aren't here to help you. There's always people here. There's like always people here to help you. But I feel
Some
like
people-
if you're gonna wear something that says like, "Hey, I have depression, be gentle with me," it's like people are gonna look at that and they're gonna shower you with like, "Do you need help? Like, do you need someone to talk to?" And it's good that people do that. It's like an awesome thing that people do that. But just know
It's
that you're
also
gonna
going to
expect,
bring like
you're also gonna bring some negativity. You're gonna bring a bit of everything. You're gonna bring some negativity. You're gonna bring a hell of a lot more positivity.
It's just gonna be overwhelming.
Yeah, it's just even for like people who are like socially like,
And you're
like,
not gonna.
even people like a lot of people who have social anxiety. I'm not gonna people who just have overall anxiety when they go out in public. Like you're gonna attract a bit of it. And you should never keep like depression or like bad thoughts or anything to yourself. Like, which is why I always talk to you guys and other people about it. Also, shout out to the people who are watching this, and you know
I
exactly.
have 20 viewers.
Yeah, and I thank and respect the living fuck out of you. Do know who. But yeah, just know that you're gonna, if you wear something like that, and it's also like you can wear whatever you want. Like I'm not, no one, people are probably gonna ridicule you for it. Like not like everyday people, but like people who are just straight up dickhead. That like something like along those lines is gonna, which is something that I feel like kids should do more nowadays. I feel like they're taking in a lot of the negativity and not focusing on the positivity. Because even though the negativity like overflows and just like it packs you in, like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just like packs you in with like all the bad thoughts. Not even like just bad thoughts, and harsh words in general. But I feel like kids should focus more, even if it's like the smallest like positive thing you can think of. You still hold on to that, and you should hold on. I'm not saying shit. I have so much shit like I want to say, but I'm at like a lack of better terms of how to describe it. Sorry,
no, it's all right.
It's like hard for me to explain.
We have plenty of time.
Yeah.
Like I understand where you're coming from. Now the shirts they're giving to people don't directly say their illness.
They wouldn't do
Like
anything like
it gives it away since Avitum, its main goal is to help people with these issues. So if you're wearing that shirt that they're giving away to people, yeah. Now for most people it's rare. It's raising awareness, but it's also bringing other stuff to the table like negativity and memes.
it brings everything.
Yeah.
But you should focus more on the good differences it's doing rather than the negative that surrounds it as well. it's sort of like a yin and yang sort of thing. Like you have the positives and then you have the negatives. I feel like kids should focus a lot more on the positives, because even if the negative is clouding it, it's still there. It's not going anywhere. There's always going to be a positive.
But really, the next question: what do you think? Okay, everyone knows about this, right? It was pretty controversial when it came out, and I'm pretty sure 90% of people thought it was ridiculous. What did you think of the day of silence for LGBT at Sun Valley? Like, what did you think of that? You thought it was like wrong or
I
something?
thought, nah. Like I said, I can look at everything in either two ways. I feel like my stance on it is, if you're like bisexual, lesbian, or heterosexual, or not heterosexual, homosexual, like, I really don't care. Like, you be you. Like, that, at the end of the day, that's the most important thing. But I think it's okay, because I can also sort of like honor it a little bit, like if you're transgender thing, because it's people like going out of their comfort zone to like renounce what people would expect from them. Like if you're born like a fresh new baby, and you're expected, like, your dad has high expectations for you to just be an absolute like alpha male prime, and you just decide to and I'm just basing this as like something off the top of my head. This is nothing I can deny. I really, like I said, lack of better terms that I can. But if you're making the jump from destroying expectations to being something that you want to do and you feel proud of doing, like that's honorable. Like that's commendable. Like I give, like, it's like 3 cheers for you for doing it. So I think the day of silence thing is, if you ask me personally, it's okay. I mean, I'm not for or against it. It's just, it's a good little thing they're doing.
But do you see it as a way of like the school kind of like profiting, or like trying to act like jumping on bandwagons, basically, like trying to be that like best school, as we already know that Sun Valley is like kind of like slightly poorly rated. And I don't know if you knew this, but before
I believe that Sun Valley is a good school. It's just the kids that are like born, not even in this day, but the kids this day and age are just fucking.
But like, no, I don't know if you knew this, but Sun Valley before used to like completely almost despise people with disabilities, and then they had to make a change to that. That's one of the reasons why Sun Valley has so many like disabled kids now, is because they.
I don't really. Cool if you bring this up, because I don't really know a lot of history on Sun Valley. Like me personally, like I'm a dude that draws and plays video games. I won't know.
Yeah, but like I believe Sun Valley was heavily criticized for that. Like in the ratings, a bunch of parents were coming out saying like, "Oh, you're doing this to disabled kids," and they weren't very open with like gay people, I guess. So, do you think they're just trying to like save their butts from this, or do you think they legitimately care?
I think I can see it in. I can see how it would be both ways. I think it's good that they do have programs that help people. Like even just them being there alone, like those programs, like existing in that school alone, is just like, even the thought given to it is obviously good. But like I said, it's I don't feel like it's necessarily jumping on a bandwagon. It's but I feel like it's diversity toward like being open and helping people with mental disabilities and accepting people of the LGBT community is very it's commendable. It's like, props to you for doing that.
All right. Well, we're trying to get into something. Well, not really super political, but like, I mean, everyone's thought about it. Like every student.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Here we go.
Here comes the hate comments.
Nah, chill out. I feel like that's, like I said with the fighting, unnecessary. Like, you don't need to, and it shouldn't happen. I don't care what people say if it's a mental disability, like these kids, like, oh, no one was there to provide them help. There's always someone there to give you help, even if it's just the smallest underrated thing. There's always someone there to give you help. There's no excuse to walk into a school with a gun and start like free for all. There's no excuse. Mental illness or not, you know what you're doing. It's unexcusable and disgusting. Sorry, I keep interrupting. I think it's neither guns nor mental. I think it's the kids' lack of being able to handle shit like this. Like back then, like I wasn't around back then because I'm still young myself, but I'm born from a family who has taught me a lot of things. Like back then, like if someone was like making fun of you or uh, just like picking on you overall, you wouldn't like back then you'd have to like deal with that. Like
You'd
you'd
suck it up.
usually yeah, you suck it up. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
Um
that's what my
you
parents always tell me.
yeah, you suck it up and you wear there's a quote from I'm not a big Game of Thrones guy, but there's a quote that someone told me. It's like wear your wear the insults like your armor and it cannot hurt you. It's something from Game of Thrones. I forget what it's called, but it's like wear this as your armor and it cannot hurt you. And it's a quote. Yeah, I don't know if it's from Game of Thrones or not, but I feel like a lot of kids aren't putting said armor on. I feel like they're just letting it happen, and due to the lack of, you know, people giving a shit. I don't even know if it's a lack of people giving, or just not noticing overall. But I feel like it's something you have to roll with. Like everybody deals with bullying, everybody gets picked on. Like that's a no. Like it's like, oh, you're getting picked on, like tough shit. You ignore it and then you move on. I mean, I can see how if you do have a mental illness or disability like that, it can get to you. Um, yeah, it can build up and then it releases into something like not pretty at all. Um, but there's still like it's just something you have to like think positively and deal with. Like when it comes to me, like if I were to put it in my case, and I'm not the most relatable person to say this, but if I like I've been picked on, like I've always been like that's a fucking like that's always like I've always been picked on for whether it be my eye or if you, for the audience members who don't know, I forget the term of it, but it's something that has to do with a lazy eye. But like I've been picked on for that. I've been picked on for just petty shit, and it does like I said, it's not like it doesn't hurt. Like it obviously hurts. It's like ooh, like that hurts my like it's not my pride, but like um
It's not the end of the world.
yeah, like it's not yeah.
Like I get picked on for my
Like it
last
hurts, but
name.
it's not. Yeah, it hurts, but it's not the end of the world. Like I'm not gonna bitch about it. It's like, all right, you think that way? It's like me now. Like I'm able to shrug it off and be like, all right, like fuck you. It's not. It's not anything that bothers me. Your mind isn't mine. So why should
Yeah.
I give a fuck? But I feel like kids aren't doing that. It's hard. It's hard. It's hard. I'm like sorry if I'm being like a mumbling like jackass and thing. It's like, I really have like lack of better terms to say. I really don't have it.
This podcast is all about you, so like, say what you
Yeah,
gotta say.
I know, but I feel like I can, like, knowing me, I feel like I can word it better, but it's hard for me to do it right now. Yeah.
The Columbine shooters.
Name drop. It's better. I'll say one thing if I could stop you there. It's better to be left off a hero rather than die a villain. It's better to die a hero than live. Or sorry, I fucked up that whole quote. It's better to die a hero than live long enough to become a. And even those actions like prove it. If you can take an insult and then like I said, if you're able to shrug it off and be like, all right, whatever, that's what you think. It's your mind's not mine. Like, why should I give a fuck? That's dying a hero in that conversation. But if you're shooting up a school and causing physical harm to other people who are just as innocent and haven't done anything except voice an opinion that you know you can shrug off and go to other people and talk about it, even if it does get severe, that's living long enough and becoming and building up a villain. Not saying you are a villain, but you're building that mentality and that mindset. Yeah, no shit. I mean, not really. I'm just going with the flow. I mean, you guys
Can we do a
decide.
fun segment?
Yeah, you can if you want. Your choice. I'm only
Do you
here
have
to
any
answer.
funny stories you would be okay with telling with? Like,
Funny stories. I have so many funny stories to the point it's like a garbage bin of like overflowing. I can't pick one out specifically. That's To be honest, that's a hard question to see for any funny stories.
alright. Nick, you got any other segments that we could do?
Yeah, you can ask me anything. I'll answer anything. I probably won't answer in the best way, but I'll try.
What?
I don't. If it's a personal question, you can ask it in front of me. It's fine. Man to boy to man. Take a minute. I got time.
Nick, just say it.
Oh God. It's cool. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Fine,
I
dude.
do know more about it, but I knew what he was about to say because like Matt is.
Your question is, it's not okay. Hold on. It's a stupid question. It's not a stupid. I'll answer it, but
All right, gather ourselves. Gather.
okay. I wouldn't say it's a transition, but do you when they say it's not a phase, in my case, it was a phase. I'm not saying like I'm still like back then. It was like it was the start of it, and it was like I first originally thought like, oh, I'm being edgy, and I'm gonna say that like back then it was like super edgy, like things you shouldn't have like laid eyes. Like if you looked at me, your eyes would physically cut up and. Uh, but I'd say for the transition into normal that never happens for anyone. So you can just take normal and just throw it in the fucking trash.
Nobody's
That
ever normal. You have your own way of doing things.
no one's normal. No one is perfect and no one's normal. That's just the way
God made us.
whatever the fuck. Nah, not even. I don't even believe in gods. And I'm not saying I'm an atheist either, but
Yeah, it's just what you believe in.
it's just. I'm not saying like for people who do watch this, that you shouldn't believe in anything, but I'm just saying, me personally, I wouldn't say it's the way God. And I guess, but it's just I'm not even a science guy either. It's just the way of whatever. But nah, I'm still like. I can safely say I'm always gonna be edgy. That's always gonna stay. But it's just a trait. I wouldn't even classify edgy as being a trait, but more Actually, yeah, I do classify trait that being. But I'd say will it ever be as bad as it first was? Probably not, because it's sort of like a evolve. I wouldn't even say it's sort of like a more professional. It's not straight up being like emo or anything, but and I'd say it's like a more modernized version of being edgy. Like it's more modern, if that makes any. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I love like people who are into like the edgy scene, like emo goth shit. Like, I love people like that. And some of the friends I meet are still like that, and they're amazing people. Like, they're really like just fucking awesome people to hang out with. But and I still do have friends like that. Like, I have a lot of people I talk to from I I have one buddy I have on Xbox who still is, and he's just a fucking he's just. But I wouldn't say it's like transitioned from just basic being edgy, and like if you were to like basic edgy, like level 1 edgy to like up to level 30 edgy. It's like on a modernized scale. Yeah, like I said, lack of better terms. Like I'm talking out my. It's not a. I'd say it's a change in like habits and hobbies. I mean, I'd say it's like one point you do have to grow up a bit. I mean, hard for me. It's sort of like when I was originally like transitioning out of it, it was just a more evolved. It like evolved into something like not as basic, into something more complex. My parents are like so laid back that like I've heard them like they've had concerns a bit, but excuse me. But they wouldn't think of it as anything like dangerous because they know me, like I'm their son. Like they know how they raised me. Like they know I know better. Like I'm not gonna fucking eat some fucking. I was gonna make a joke, but then I wanted to like I let bored on it real quick. I'm not gonna like I could see how other people would be like. he dresses like that, or he likes that. He must be a killer. It's not like my appearance would turn out to be like menacing, like a menacing appearance, but deep down I'm like a really like nice guy, like, or at least I think so. Like it's not on the outside, it's what's on the inside. Because when I was younger, like people would look at me and like get freaked out, like I was gonna fucking hurt them. But like deep, like knowing me, like shit, I keep saying, like knowing me, I'm like a chilled, but like I would never fucking hurt anyone unless you deserve it. To be honest, I'm like really socially awkward, despite whether I'm with friends or anything. Like I'm like really socially. I know how to like speak in a conversation with people, but either way, I'm just really like, it's all that social anxiety. You know what I mean? It's just hard. It's just hard to like be like, I don't even like it when people like touch me or anything. Like if you go to like touch my hand, like if you go to touch my hand or anything, fine. But if you go to like feel like my chest or like my upper arm or anything near my neck, like I'll like freak. I'll like back away. Like that's how. And I used to be like really quiet, but I like back when I was in like kindergarten or like second grade, I used to be really a quiet kid. Like I wouldn't really say anything. Like I wouldn't. Now that it's like transitioning and just generally getting older, I sort of like break that barrier. Just started. I've always had like a voice. Like I've always spoken. Like I've always talked. I wouldn't like list anything personal. Like I'd always like go with the flow. Like I'd always have people make decisions for me and be like, okay. But now that it's like that, or it's not like that anymore. Just sort of deciding for myself a little bit more. Just trying to break that social that social like real quick. I have broken it, but it's still there. It's like always creeps up on. All right. Sorry for throughout this thing I was being really like I said, messing up my words and like I said, I'm at a lack of better terms of how to describe it. It's like I guess people who are watching this probably like relate a little bit. And besides, because I really can't in it because I'm like 15. And elaborate on it. But yeah, just if I could sum up myself, I usually do a 3-word thing. It's like I sum up, like sum up yourself in 3 words, which is kind of like a broken record for other people, but that's usually what I do. But if I were to sum up myself in 3 words, I'd probably say misunderstood, quiet, and creative. The first one I said was misunderstood. Or probably like misunderstood, open, creative, quiet, a bunch of different. I'm just an open-minded dude who kind of goes with the flow. Like, I really don't care. I mean, I do care about a lot of shit, but I'm saying, like, as far as stuff like that goes. Yeah, first Sun Valley podcast with your boy GlitchGibus or Matt, whatever the hell you want to. Like I said,
Yeah, what's up? It started to die down now. There's not that many people because it's ending.
Is there anything else, like, if Ryan or Fishy wanted to ask me? Like, I know Fishy wanted to breeze through a lot of questions, but Ryan was is there anything you guys like else want to know? Like,
I mean,
here.
not currently, but maybe on the next stream, if you're here with us, I could just sneak it in.
I'll probably do I'll probably do a second.
And I'm the co-host.
Yeah, I guess I'd say I'm one. We'll all decide it once this is done.
All right, well, I guess that's it. I'm gonna keep on streaming, but.
So, Nick, you want to close this out? Yeah.
Podcast.
If you ever want me to do another one, just let me know. I'll do it with other people too.